everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pride and Peddlers. Hope you all are doing well today. I, in total, have maybe slept about 3 or 4 hours over the entirety of the weekend, and that's because I've been doing a lot of work with Zara with regards to the Discord. If you guys haven't joined the Discord quite yet, the link is in the description along with the main channel page. If the link doesn't work, please let me know, okay? Because that's really important. It's not boosted to the point that I can actually get it to have Rantius at the end, so that way I would know that it's always going to work, but for the time being, it has a really long code to it, so we're going to leave it at that. I'm also going to be touching on one other subject with regards to the channel, but I'll do that a little bit later. In this episode, we're going to be seeing a couple cool things. Before I actually forget, and I'm actually tracking that one clipper over there, like right in the front, I want to take you guys to take a look at this, because it is full up of these film reels. And no, I have not been doing work on Pride and Peddlers. I just genuinely did not have enough time to work on it, right? But here's the cool thing. Because we're in a positive event of a fuel stop, yes, I'm being serious, we have never had a positive event since actually getting some Artistas. It's going to be for 45% extra. So look at all these film reels. And I'll talk about these in a hot minute once this thing actually sells it all. And you know what? The cool thing about this is it's really good. The money's just going to skyrocket. I think there's actually going to be a market crash after this one. I was hoping for inflation so I can actually purchase some more black market goods from the NPCs, but apparently my luck is not that great. It might change. 871,600 coins from that one clipper alone. Finger looking good. Yeah, I said it. Deal with it. So, and then the Manky Crab is just bringing over 19 barrels of rum. So what we're going to be working on today is the island of FAL'S Landing. And FAL'S Landing, as you can already see, I put them up here, is going to be focusing on tobacco and cigar manufacturing on a massive scale. The reason for this is I want to try from here on, because the whole costumes thing, I've been looking at the other islands, like Capua, for example. I'm well aware that there's mineral deposits over here, but I don't have a means to actually, like, share my population with the other islands. And I really, really, really do not want to upgrade this population beyond Obreras if I have to for all the saltpeter works. It's just going to be a really terrible time. But what I really am thinking about here is these guys would want to have cigars as a happiness need. So when the Samba School goes away, they will get the cigars. Happiness +3, -1 happiness. Okay, that's not terrible. Overall, they're at +12, island average +16. So I'm fine with that. And I really feel that if we swap these two, it'd be fine. Chewing gum, I don't know how much they go through chewing gum, truth be told, because I have the caoutchouc still over there on, I think it's Rio Ralto. It would be 8. Ooh. That's a little bit steep. I don't know how fast the building actually processes, but I also do not have cinnamon either, so I would be at 15 seconds for this. That might be doable. That might actually be doable. Let me think on that. Let me actually marinate on this one. I need to think about it, because I do have the sugar here. There's plenty of sugar, I think. Yeah, the sugar is fine. We do have cinnamon over here from before, I think. Take a look-see. No, we don't. We have the coconut oil, and now citrus is going up. But we have a good amount of absinthe, and we do have some biscuits. That's good. You know, I do have some black market goods plus some cognac. And there are black market goods kind of spread out around these areas. I need to just find them and then centralize them all in Nova Prosperitum, and then, you know, just get over there to sell them. So in order to get FAL'S Landing up and running, and knowing that we're going to be having a lot of tobacco fields, and obviously going to be going into the whole, like, cigar chain, we need to actually get some pretty decent specialists. So let's see. Carl is the man who has them. And right there. So Torsetto Lucia is the best one. We are going to get her in here. And then with the farm field, so that's for all crop farms. It's a balanced plow. What else did I have? There is one other specialist that I know this place has. So, like, productivity. Oh, that's too much. Because I also have the turbine engine in there, so I can only get one more. This one may not be bad, though. The balanced plow. There is a better person, though, I think. But for the time being, we're going to just go ahead and bring her over to FAL'S Landing, because if anything, she'll be able to start the process really, really, really fast. And what she'll essentially do for us is change the input of the wood veneers to timber, and that's what we really, really want. It's a fantastic change, in my opinion. I think this is a really good spot to actually start the cigars themselves, or the tobacco plantations. In the back here, like over in this spot, because the land is a little bit on the, like, it's curved, right? It's like a hook. What we want to do is we want to put a lot of the cigar manufacturers over there. Now, how many do I actually have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 6, 9, 10. I have 10 tobacco plantations over here, and I have 6 of these. And this is producing how much per minute? I want to see if I can top it. It would make sense. We make 29 cigars here per minute. That's pretty damn fast. We're producing 41 tons of the tobacco itself with 12 plus. Okay, not too bad. I kind of like that. There is one ship that is trading a lot with the Admiral with the coffee beans. I need to stop that route because the coffee beans for some reason is now getting a little bit low. So we're going to take the Conqueror off of this, and we're going to just delete the route altogether. And I don't know where it is. You know what? We'll let it sell this last remaining set of coffee beans, and then we'll just hold. We also need to get over here to Moscondo at some point and build up the island to have a whole bunch of our orchards, because if I'm capable of providing the artistas with even ice cream, you know, ice cream may not be a bad thing either. Cattle farms are the ones that produce the milk, right? I think... Wait a minute, I should have a bunch of milk over here. Milk, 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 milk. Hold on. I should have milk. Yeah, I have milk. Okay. So that means the chocolate is what I would have to work on. And chocolate factories also do require reinforced concrete. That sucks. That would mean I actually have to get that going again to a certain degree. And that's where Arrakis actually comes into play, of whom did have an explosion. And it's okay, because we can always just go and fix it. Problem solved. We need to get a lot of camphor wax over here, because these celluloid factories require it. I might actually consider building them right here on the island, just so we don't have any more of an issue with this, because we just don't have enough. It comes from Caldera de Fuego, so it takes some time to get over here. But like I said, let's go ahead and start up with the farm fields themselves. And I don't know why I clicked that at all. I think I'll put them in blueprint mode to start. That way I can actually get the modules and whatnot going. We're going to leave some room over here on this side so we have enough space for the fertilizer silo. And we're going to extend it as far as we possibly can. So this is with a little bit of shift. I think I did actually go through here. I need to get rid of that. Is that enough? Let's see. It is enough. Okay, that's wonderful. And I'm going to copy this one going further down. So that's 3, 4, and 5. Even get 6. And 7. We can do this. I'm not really worried about this helium pocket. I don't like actually getting helium. In this mode, it's terrible. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. There's no point to it. It's not like I'm getting airships anytime soon. That became 7 farms. That's crazy. I can put one over here too, but I'm not going to stick to the same design fully, mostly due to the terrain being a factor. And I'd like to go over here, over here, and then down through here. That makes it look rather nice, I feel. These oil springs, we can more than likely tap into them as well to get a lot of fuel in here. I think I've actually been bringing some fuel in, or there is a route that's coming to FAL'S Landing with fuel. For the time being, though, I think it might be a good idea to get involved with getting some of this fuel actually extracted from the ground. Look at the position of this. That's just terrible. Oh, there's more up here. Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this one in the far back over here. We're going to have to build this up, and we need more aluminum profiles, which we do have plenty over there on Arrakis. Let's go and bring those. I'm going to send the red tide over to this area and hold for the time being. And we're going to build a road from here to here. That way we can actually get this stuff out of the ground and utilize it as quickly as possible for the tobacco fields. That's a lot of tobacco fields. I'm gonna copy this one. I feel like we can get a couple more in here. 1, 2. This clay pit's actually done, but that became sus now. Oh boy. Why? I can't move it. It's all done. Ugh. I'll probably put it in the back here. So I'll get rid of this much. No, I'll get rid of this much. We're going to put the fertilizer silo back over here. And I want to imagine we have enough farm fields. No, we don't. It got rid of a decent chunk. That's unfortunate. Now they all look weird. I have to fix it now. Yes, I am doing beautification in Pride and Peddlers. Awesome. How many is this? 1, 2. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 farm fields over here right now. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to get them to start working. But I'm going to get rid of all of the tractor barns. That way it's not going to limit us. It's just going to take the timber requirement, which we have 366 of them here. Oh, I'm zooming out for this. Y'all may want to cover your ears too. This is going to get bumpy. Oh, even from this distance. Oh, Jesus. I want you to know the sound of the game is very low on my end, but that is still sharp. Ow. I hate you, Hunt. Oh. I never learn. I shouldn't. I should try to stick to what I say I'm not going to do ever. That is something I never ever want to do ever again. Remind me next time. I'm putting this on you. If I ever decide to do something stupid like this, tell me, hey, Rantius, build this farms individually so you won't lose your hearing. And I'll be like, yeah, thank you. I definitely will. Thanks for the reminder. Ow. So, these things are very slow. 2 minutes each. Terrible. Absolutely abysmal. We don't like it. Where is my fuel? Where's my ship? There it is. I need... No. You don't need to go all the way over in there. This is just fine. Where are my aluminum profiles? I just saw them. There they are. I don't think we need a lot. Well, the silos maybe. I'm bringing over 150. Sue me. How many do we have here as far as bricks are concerned? We have 90. I think we'll be fine, but just as a good measure, I'm going to send the red tide towards Nova Prosperitum, not to escort another ship, but to bring some more bricks over here. Because these things are both going to need the fertilizer silo along with the lovely, lovely tractor barn. What is your problem? How is it you're missing goods? There's something wrong here. I'm going to probably build them in the back. We're going to need a lot of timber. And I mean a lot of timber. Yeah, it definitely is going to be a market crash. I've seen it actually change at around like 2 minutes until the next thing is going to pop. So anything is possible. I want to put this here. I'm going to put this one over here. Yeah, I think this is a better spot. That's at 99%. Well, it's still 15 seconds. I'm content with that. For some reason, back here wasn't doing its thing. Or there's just too many. We still need more lumberjack cuts. That's what the issue is. Oh, right, because there's... yeah. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because this trade union has a steam turbine in it, and the steam turbine affects the sawmills. Therefore, they are significantly faster than that of the lumberjack huts. I forgore. So that means I can just go ahead and rebuild this one back here and it would just be fine, right? This was just a bad spot altogether. This one was at 100%, might as well. How many? We have a lot of... So, Capua. Capua, on the other hand. We can probably bring in a lot of wood from here. There's a significant workforce over here that's doing absolutely nothing. And I want to see if I can potentially get that really cool specialist that's going to help us out with this. Getting a lot of wood out of here and sending it over to FAL is going to be really important. We should be full up on wood as well. Yeah, both wood and timber. Where's my trade union over in here? So we have the steam turbine. We're going to keep that. I need to see where that lady is. She's not here. I think she might be with Isabel. Oh, there's the other one I need. Okay. Where's my flagship? You need to drop off all of this. Go over to Isabel's harbor. You know what? It might be the Admiral too, if I'm remembering correctly. There we go. So that is going to be really good. The Vincent's drag saw. Productivity with the lumberjack huts by 50%. Workforce need reduction. That's fine. I don't really care about that, but we're going to get that one. We need to find that lady, and the lady that I'm referring to is this one right over here. Miss Rodriguez, the conservationist. We need this one, okay? Because that's going to also increase the productivity. And getting some extra cotton is never going to be a bad thing, right? It's just really, really good stuff. We're almost at 30 mil. That's incredible. And we have 11 tobacco, 12 now, 13 going right here. We need to get the rest of this also done. Now, I can, just for good measure, go and build a road in the event that we need more helium. I have still stored 250 helium in Nova Prosperitum right now, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. What I think might be an issue is that the game's going to tell you, hey, you forgot something. I require helium out of nowhere. And we're going to be like, well, hell, how the heck are we going to do that? Well, we have the means to do so now. We're going to get the steel plow right now. And then you're for the coffee roasters. So not really important here. Let's re-roll you. This one's going to be very important, I feel. We can send some dung probably over to the New World, or to the orchards being on Miscondo later. So I'm going to purchase this specialist as well. You are for the coffee roaster. There is one specialist that I remember changes the workforce from the obreros into the jornaleros, or it's something of the sort. I don't remember where that person is. That's why I have a feeling it's there with Yauska. Either with Yauska. Oh, there she is. Different topic, of course, but Miss Rodriguez is right over there. What do? You're for the Poncho Darners. You're for... No. Maybe Carl? No, I don't think he would have him. That's what Poncho Darner, that's what production buildings. We don't really care about that. I want to say it's with him. No. I'll have to find them. I know for certain there's one other specialist here that pertains to... Oh! There we go. Right over there. Wait, it might be two. What the heck does this say? Affects the bobbin weaver, cotton mill, and chemical plant celluloid. Substitute workforce employs the jornalero work. Okay, that's really great to know. Instead of felt and cotton, the building processes alpaca wool. Okay. You know what? It would have been fantastic if it would have changed it to that camphor wax, because I hate that wax so much. But this is the guy that I was looking for, the cigar aficionado. Which means the steamed beam is going to have to purchase this guy. Love to see it. So we have really, really good stuff going here. We have a bit of an issue, though. Because we have the steam turbine in here, we're going to be getting rid of the drill once the mines are actually done, though. If the steam turbine isn't working to a massive degree, what we can consider doing, actually, this might be the right call. Instead of building all of them over here, the cigar factories, we can put them on Nova Prosperitum. We can boost it there because that is going to help. What we're going to focus on primarily is going to be the cigars. The coffee is it's just doing its thing. It's definitely not as lucrative as the rest of this stuff is. Like, look, the coffee there's 936. This is like 1,000 more. That's number one. Following that being the film reels, which, you know, that's not the ship. I think this one was the ship. It's going to be so much better. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to bring those items over here. Let's get this one for sure. We're going to bring the items over to Nova Prosperitum. Abso-freaking-lutely. But we're going to put in the steel plow for sure over here on FAL'S Landing. And we're going to make it so the farm fields here are going to be ridiculously fast. So the man's going to be pumping out so much tobacco, it's unbelievable. So much so that we can probably even sell some of this tobacco to the Admiral, of whom does purchase tobacco at a decent rate. 732. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and we need to sell a lot more stuff because we're only at 170,000. We need to get this up to 500,000. If you're at this point in the video, I do want to talk about something that I initially indicated to at the beginning of this episode, being pertaining to a question, and I'm going to talk about it in every single video, at least this video, the guide video from tomorrow, or coming tomorrow, after this video goes live, and then the expert campaign, which I'm pretty sure would be 185. Rantian Henry commented in one of the videos recently, inquiring as to whether, and I hope you're okay with me talking about this, about assisting the channel in a financial way, specifically through Patreon and either channel memberships here. And you know what? Let me be very frank with everybody. I have been thinking about, you know, enabling stuff like that for a little bit of time now. What I really look at is my stuff worthy of being, you know, assisted in that way? Absolutely, or absolutely not. I'm kind of teetering on the side that it's still not. And the reason for that is I'm still learning, guys. I'm really learning how to be a better content creator and do the best that I can, right? I don't want you to have to, you know, and I wouldn't ever do this, honestly. I would never break your bank or anything of the sort to support this channel. No, it's 100% voluntary. And I'm going to say that till the very last day that I, you know, record and I put stuff on YouTube, and regardless how large the channel grows, that's going to be me. I've always been that humble person when it comes to money. It's your hard-earned money. I'm over here doing something that I truly love to do, which is play these games. And now I find myself really looking forward to this. I find it as a type of therapy for me. It also helps me really talk, and knowing that you all are waiting for videos and you're enjoying these videos and all those things, those for me, I know it sounds very cheesy, but that for me is very important. You know, that is my, you know, payment in the grand scheme of things. That being said, I will consider, and this is what I've been thinking about, I will consider enabling or going to explore a little bit of Patreon, and I will look into the channel memberships here as well to enable one, if you would want to, a very low amount of, and I don't know what to name it, let's just go for all intents and purposes, is the rank of citizen, Rantian citizen, right? You can contribute through that if you absolutely would like to do so. I will also be reiterating this as I fully explore it, because I've never helped another YouTuber with Patreon before. I've never set a channel page up for myself, period, dot, the end. I've always been the type of person that, you know, supports by saying like, hey, this is really cool, like to my friends and whatnot. I've been a lurker for years, so you will please forgive me for my lack of knowledge on this particular topic, but I will definitely look into it a little bit more in detail now, because quite a few people have actually asked me this question by this point, and I don't want to act as if I'm neglecting the question. It's more so I just don't know how to answer it fully quite yet. That is me. And I want to be 100% honest with every single one of you. You all make this possible for me. And I want to make sure I do my best for you. In the future, absolutely. When there is content that is definitely worth the investment, I will tell you about it. And when the channel actually, for me, makes it possible to have this be my full time, absolutely. I will make sure that what comes out, there's definitely incentives to be members only, etc., etc., you know, fill in the blanks here. So, hopefully that answers some of the questions. I know it was definitely another explosion. That's fantastic. I hopefully that was able to at least bring a little bit more of what I'm thinking about with regards to all those, because I do know that that becomes a thing later on. I dare say have never really, I didn't even consider the channel would ever reach this point in less than a year. It's almost coming to the 1-year anniversary of this channel too, February 3rd. I'm I'm quite penetrated by your kindness, one would say. But now, getting back to Pride and Peddlers, I will discuss this a little bit further. I might even make an individual video about it. I'm not certain quite yet, but once those things happen, then I will let everybody know. So there's a couple things that we have to do right now with the Conqueror. I want to start trading the Absinthe right now. I'll send it to the Admiral instead. Let's start with that. I need the film reels right over here to stop, because that is definitely a waste. Where is that one? Oh, we stopped it just in time. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's look at that. Global market price of 200. I don't care about the cigars being sold, because this is something that I'm going to trade a lot of. But the film reels are a lot more lucrative right now. But yeah, hopefully I was able to explain that a little bit more in depth, I guess. I have a problem with not being able to fully explain everything that I want, when I want, and how I want to. So that's something I honestly have to get better with. But comes in time. Comes in time. Time, energy, practice, all that good stuff. Well, technically speaking, I don't even need him here then. I would want the Cigar Aficionado, and we'll keep Torsetto, you know, keep him here. You never know. We can expand this enterprise so much. But I want this one activated right now. I need it activated right now. Definitely get these guys. So from 2 minutes down to 1:20 is a significant boost. Not to mention the workforce that we're going to be using for this. If we never get to the point of utilizing the... Ah, yes, that is 75. I totally forgot about this. If we never get to the point of utilizing FAL'S Landing for cigars, you know, cigar making completely, then what we can do is we can make sure that we get him over. Right now he's facilitating, okay? He's administering, rather, this whole bit, this whole enterprise over here, if you will. Because he's emotionally invested in cigars. Emotionally invested. So we need to make sure we do right by him, obviously. 1:20. Okay, so I want to see, how many bricks do I have in here? I have 40, which means I'm getting a lot of fuel. We have 425 in here. We're going to get a decent chunk from this side as well. So we'll be fine when it comes to fuel for quite a long time, I dare say. And because of this, I'm going to go ahead and start building these tractor barns. So we get fuel into these things, and we get them starting to go real fast, real quick. So we're at 1:20. I want to imagine it's going to get around to 40 seconds. Let's see what happens here. While that's happening, I'm going to build another one right over here for this tractor, or this cigar or tobacco plantation. I literally said everything else except for what the damn building is, and continue down the track. Because I refuse to mass build anything ever again. My ears are still ringing from before, and that's all she wrote. So how fast are you going now? You are processing. 34 seconds. Okie dokie. We're doing very well. We need these mines to finish. And then I say this, and I need to look for another damn island that has more clay on it. And, you know, Capua is that place. Capua has... I don't know how much in this one. think it's over 1,000. Yeah, there's 1,000 clay in here. Can I upgrade these guys? Yeah, I just need 100. I'm gonna build this. We need 100 obreras. So get these guys up and get these guys up. Perfect. We'll keep them like that. Yeah, that's a definite punch to the gut right there. You hate to see it, but at least we have some black market goods that are going all the way up there. Where is it actually? Where is that ship? Please tell me I didn't take the longest duration ship in the fleet to go and do that. I would hate to see it. We're not trading with her. At least we're not trading the absinthe to her. How much is it up anyway? 120%, so it's not bad. It's not great either. Let's put all these film reels back in here. And I want to, with this ship, so we have pocket... Oh, we do have a fair amount of stuff. I totally forgot about these. Well, okay, the fur coats and the pocket watches are very lucrative. I think I'll trade the biscuits and the absinthe. They seem to be the best during this time. I think we actually did trade with somebody, we did, because we got a decent amount of money there. The Puerco Invicto, from here, I would like for you to start taking some of the biscuit. And we're going to trade that with... you know what? Paloma's kind of looking bored these days. We'll trade with Paloma. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And there's more stars in the water. They don't provide any more of the legendary items, so truth be told, I don't really care about them too much. But we got a decent amount of the farm field set up for Fal over here. I want to actually finish them before we call it a day here. And we'll expand upon this quite a bit. So we'll send a whole bunch of tobacco over to Nova Prosperitum to start. And then after this, we are going to... Now, we don't have enough bricks. After this, we're going to see how much more can we expand upon this. Because if we can expand upon this really, really, really well, then we'll start trading a lot of tobacco over to the Admiral. And I'm talking about heaps of tobacco to that man, okay? I'm going to overload his port with as much tobacco, flammable tobacco, to cause him to, for example, one dude once said, sample it. Sample Fal's wares, as one would say. And it causes an explosion in his, little building over there, and he secretly writes a little will and testament to your boy, and we get all of his money. Right? Right. I'm not evil at all. So, until next time, my friends, thank you so much. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this episode. I will be talking a little bit more about the whole Patreon and channel memberships thing as I fully understand it a little bit more, know the best way of implementing it so it's fair for everybody. Fairness, for me, is the most important thing. And I really, just by you guys mentioning that you would want to do so, it means the world to me. Because I never anticipated it ever reach this point of anybody offering to do something like that. So do know from the bottom of my heart, I truly, truly, truly appreciate you all. But until next time, my friends, thank you so much. Please consider like, commenting, subscribing, hitting that bell button, sharing it with your friends. And I'll catch you on the next episode, my Rantians.